Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss Leetcode question number 1846, maximum element after decreasing and rearranging. So we are going to discuss two approaches. The first one is the greedy approach, which will have time complexity n log n, and the second one will be the optimized one using a counting sort algorithm, which will have time complexity linear time. So first we should understand the question properly. So we are given an array in which we can only perform two operations. Either we can rearrange the array or we can decrease any element of the array. And our goal will be to maximize the largest element which is present in array at any time. Now we have to make sure that while achieving this goal, we have to fulfill these two conditions. The first element should be equal to 1, and the difference between two consecutive elements should not be greater than 1. It can be either 0 or it can be either 1. The absolute difference between any two consecutive elements. Now let us see this example. We are given this array and we have to perform these two operations satisfying these two conditions. Now we will discuss two possible changes in the array that we can make. So first element necessarily need to be 1 in any case. So we will decrease 2 to be 1. Now for rest of the other elements, what condition should be satisfied? The absolute difference should be 1. So absolute difference being 1 means the difference between, sorry, the difference between two consecutive elements can be either 0, 1 or -1. So if I reduce 2 to 0, still this condition is satisfied because difference between 1 and 0 is 1. Now I reduce 1 to -1. Still this condition is satisfied. I reduce 9 to 0. Still the some consecutive difference conditions is still satisfied. Now I reduce 95 to 1. All like these two conditions are satisfied in this array. But the largest element here is 1. Now let us look at the second way which we can satisfy these two conditions using these two operations. But this time the largest element will be different. Let's see how. First I am sorting these elements. Why I am sorting? Because I need the largest element and I also still want to let this second condition be fulfilled. So what I will do, I will first sort it. What happened by sorting? We can see that many conditions are fulfilled. This is 1, the difference is 1, here the difference is 0. In these two places, we need to decrease these elements. So how we will decrease it? 1, 2, 2. Now at place of 9, I have three options. I can either put 1 or I can put 2 or I can put 3. I can decrease 9 to these three numbers. Which one should I choose? Since I want maximum element, I want the largest element to be maximized. I will choose 3. Choosing 3. Now for 95, I still have three options. I can either decrease it to 2 or 3 or 4. But since I want maximum largest element, I will choose 4. In this case, the largest element turns out to be 4. There is a we can see that the conditions are satisfied in both of these arrays. Both the conditions are satisfied in these arrays, and we have performed these two operations only in both of these arrays. But the largest element is different. Why? Because we first sorted it and we tried to place the largest possible element at every place while decreasing the number. So what we have observed, that we have to first sort, then we have to iterate over the array, and if we find that the absolute difference, we don't have to put the abs function here, because obviously since we have sorted the array, arri is automatically greater than arri minus 1. So we have to check this condition. If it is greater than 1, what we will do, we will assign the largest possible value. Now what can be the largest possible value that we can assign here? We can either assign a value arr 1 I minus 1 minus 1, arr I, or arr I minus 1 plus 1. These three values we can assign to arr I, but we will choose the largest one. And then we will return the last element, because it will be the maximum one. Now let us check this code on Leetcode. We need to first initialize n, which is size of arr. Now we need to sort the array given. I'm using the inbuilt sorted function in CPB. Now we will first assign 1 to the first element, to the first index, sorry. And then we will iterate from the second index, which is I1, to the last index, which is n minus 1. If the difference is greater than 1, then we will assign the value, and then we will return arr n minus 1. So you can submit it and check that all the test cases are passed.